Hello fellow colorists, Jody here. Thanks for joining me today. I am a coloring channel, as you all know. However, I do like to venture out a little bit sometimes and try something creative, and this book is definitely something creative. I got this book recently from bookoutlet.ca. If you've never ordered from the book outlet before, it's worth taking a look at that website. There is always a link in the description below for a discount on your first order. And what it is are discounted books. So they've maybe been out a little bit and they're no longer selling a bunch at the stores. So this is Wreck This Journal. Now, Wreck This Journal is by Keri Smith, and it comes in all different colors of the cover. So you might have Wreck This Journal black, Wreck This Journal white. It doesn't matter what the outside of the cover looks like. It's still the same thing. So it's by Keri Smith, and it's printed by Penguin Publishing. So I got this book, and basically it says Wreck This Journal, to create is to destroy, by Keri Smith. And it's a book of prompts. There's something to do on every page. It's quite destructive, and that's kind of not really my total scene. Sometimes it's fun to be a little bit destructive, but I think it's also a good way to be creative on how I can interpret the prompts and do something fun in the book. And so that's what I'm going to do. So this is the first episode of this Wreck This Journal series, and I hope I'll do a little bit on my own. I'll show you the pages I've done, and then I think we'll do a page or two together every episode. So let's take a look at what I've done so far. So far, the warning says, during the process of this book, you will get dirty. You may find yourself covered in paint or any other number of foreign substances. You will get wet. You may be asked to do things you question. You may grieve for the perfect state that you found the book in. You may begin to see creative destruction everywhere. You may begin to live more recklessly. So I thought that was a funny warning, and forward to the book. So it starts out with a nameplate page, but this is a nameplate page with a twist. So it says this book belongs to, and it says write your name in white. So I put some black ink down first, and then I used a white gel pen to type in JA Colourist, and then you have to write your name a bunch of different ways: backwards, illegible, large letters, and my email. I didn't put my address or my phone number on, obviously for security reasons, but then it tells you to carry it wherever you go. Add your own page numbers. Leave this page blank on purpose, and you'll notice that while it may be blank, there seems to be some ink splotches, and that's because this is the first kind of major destructive thing that I have done in the book. And this is one of those times where you think, hey, this is a good idea, and then you do it and realize, oh my goodness, maybe not so much. If you've seen my community post recently, you'll understand why. Let me grab this. I thought, wouldn't it be neat, because I was supposed to stand here on the page. It says, wipe your feet, jump up and down. Instead, I decided to get my roller stamp pad re-inker, which is a permanent ink, which I didn't really think about. And I thought, oh, I'll just roll this on the bottom of my foot, and then I'll be able to stand on it. Well, a lot more ink came out than I realized, and I didn't put a page underneath because I didn't think that the ink would seep through. The ink got on this page, this page, this page. It was a bit of a disaster. And then I obviously hobbled to the washroom to wash my foot off, and that's where I discovered that the ink is actually permanent. And I've now had 4 showers and baths combination and a full body massage, and I still have ink. Not this dark, thank goodness, but I do still have some ink on the bottom of my foot. So I guess that was my first destructive experience, and it was a little bit funny too. So I had a good laugh and I shook my head at myself. So the next page is pour, spill, drip, spit, fling your coffee here. So I had actually dribbled some coffee already on here. I have 1 cup of coffee every morning. And then my ink went and kind of messed up my coffee page. So then I decided, well, I might as well draw a coffee cup on here then. And so I used Neocolor 1. And so not Neocolor 2, but Neocolor 1. And I drew a coffee cup and I splashed some more coffee all over it. So I drink a cream with my coffee, so that's why it's the color that it is. And this is the next page I did. It says poke holes in this page using a pencil. That sounded a little destructive to me. There are a bunch of spots for you to poke. Instead, I decided to pull out some of my stamping punches, and I have a little heart, a ghost, a cat, a spider, and a flower. So just using some of my scrapbooking punches, and then you couldn't really see them very well, so I added some green construction paper on the back side and glued that down. And now we have a little bit more creative than just the poking holes with a pencil. So I thought that this one turned out pretty good. The next line was draw fat lines and thin lines, and what I did is I took 3 different pens that I had. Let me grab them. So for this page I wanted just to test out some of my fine liners that are flexible nibs, and then I could write thick and thin. So this was a Pentel one, I used a Kuretake one, a Marabou one, and here is another one that we'll do together. So this one is blue. So we can do thin line and then you can push hard. So these ones have a plastic nib. So you can do both thin and thick. I'm not a calligrapher, but I do like to use the plastic nib pens. So that was all I did for this page. And this is a page I thought we could do together. It says this page is for handprints or fingerprints. Get them dirty, then press down. Now, I have realized that using ink is probably not the best. So we're going to do something different. So instead of ink, I am going to use some acrylic paint. I have a bunch of craft type paint. So I'm going to hold that down. And this time I'm going to be smart. And I'm going to put a piece of paper or a blotter sheet behind. And let's get a little bit messy. So I have got beach glass I have never used. It's matte acrylic paint. I also have coral, which is also from this Craft Smart. And then I have Folk Art Color Shift Blue Violet Flash. So I thought I would use some of those. And I also have a sponge. So I thought I'm just not going to be too precious. So I'm going to shake these up. I'm going to pour them on, put a little bit on a ceramic plate, which I use as a palette. I don't think we're going to need a lot because my hands are small. In fact, I'm going to take my ring off. Okay, I've removed my ring. I've got a little bit of paint, the 3 different colors on here. I'm going to put some on my hand. Might have to get more. Yep, gonna need a little bit more. I'm gonna need to get my hand nice and dirty. Whoops, wrong color. And then we're gonna put this blue flash. Okay, my hand is covered. Now let's put it down on the paper. It feels a little squishy. If you've ever done stamping, you know you need to hold your stamp down and let the ink, or in this case the paint, transfer. Okay. And we're going to pick it up. There you go. Wow, actually I think I'm pretty happy with that. That looks totally cool. My hand is definitely dirty, but I think this will wash off a lot easier than the ink from the foot. So let me go clean up and we'll look at what's going to happen on the next page. Okay, this is the final look at how the handprint did. I also used 3 different colors of Jelly Roll Glaze pens to write out the word handprint, just to give it a bit of color. And I think it turned out good. Another page done. So I'm gonna turn the page over and clip it closed. And we'll do one more page together in this show, or this video. I have 6 different folk art paints. So 3 of them are color shifting. So I have got blue flash, blue violet flash, and black flash. And then I have 2 dragonfly glaze. I have one which is a color changing top coat, and it is violet blue green shift. And then I have a full spectrum shift, which is color changing top coat. And what are the colors? Yeah, I think it's all the colors. It says plaid there. So this one I haven't really quite figured out. So I wanted to try it out. And then there's this Glitterific folk art paint in Tropical. And this is just Glitter Extreme. So we'll put a little bit of that color down too. And we'll fill this page with color. We're going to start with the Glitterific Tropical because it's the paint that's the hardest to kind of get going. I did add some water to try and make it more smooth, but it is thick paint. So we'll start with covering this area up here. So it's definitely a paint that I would use as a top coat rather than just all on its own. It's very big, chunky glitter, and it will be a paint that I probably will not buy again, so I'm just happy to use it when I can. Okay, I'm going to go wash my paintbrush off. Probably should have done the glitter last, but okay. Next we'll try the black flash. Should try and do some type of design, so let's see if I can think of something. So this black flash is gold, and it's pretty spectacular. So I have used it for backgrounds on some coloring pages. Goes on very smoothly. Okay, next we're going to try the blue violet flash. This is a very pretty it's more of a light purple. next flash we have is, so that was blue violet flash, and then this is blue flash. Okay. This definitely has a more of a blue undertone. And the other ones are top coats, so I'm gonna fill this all in. Let that dry, but already you can see that it's changing colors as the light hits it. Very cool. The black flash is really spectacular. And I'm not sure where I would use this, the blue flash. It's probably the least one that I like. So we'll let that dry, and I'll be back in a flash. Okay, I want to try these two dragonfly glazes. So this one is the plaid, so this is a full spectrum shift. So I'm going to try that on the black because I think that might show it the most. So I'm going to do it on the side of this where the black is here. And we'll see how that goes. And then the dragonfly glaze that I'm most familiar with and use the most often is the violet blue green shift. So I've used that quite a bit, and I use it for night skies. It goes on white. I'll show you. So it goes on white, and so we'll put it over here. And it just sparkles blue, and it's just beautiful. So this one on this side is the full spectrum one. So I haven't really had any luck with this one, so that's why I thought I'd try it on top of some of the other shift paints and see what it turns out to be. So we will let those dry, and I will come back and we will have, if nothing else, an interesting page. Okay, we're back for one final peek at our color the entire page. Everything is pretty much dry. This is a little bit tacky still, so I'll leave the book open, but I think for the two top coats dragonfly glaze, this is still the side that I'm most happy with. It is the violet blue green shift, and I have used it the most in my coloring books, and there's a definite blue all the way down. And on this side there is some blue, but it just does not seem to be a full, it says it's a full spectrum color changing top coat, but I just don't see it. There's a little bit of a blue sparkle there, but it certainly isn't as impressive as this regular dragonfly glaze that I use. So I am going to wrap this up. I'm happy with this page. The quite a bit of shifting on all of the colors. I really like the black and the purple. The purple is actually shifted quite gold, and the blue green. So that was this episode, our first one of hopefully many to come. I will continue working on in this book, and I'll check back in periodically, show you what I've done, and do a page or two together like we did today. That's it for today. I hope you have a colorful and creative week, and until next video, take care. Bye-bye.